So you lack sleep? Lack of sleep is due to corona. Must be a fake news. Otherwise I would have died of corona already. Why these people make such news?
We all have cruised through such irritating, junk, confusing misinformations. Or in short, fake news. I wonder, who could be behind all these newses?
Who else can do this job other than those media people?
Do you mean journalist? The fourth pillar of the democracy? Well, that's what we all believe, right? But is it true? Let's see.
First of all, these fake news are mostly not from the mass media, but from the internet. These rumors, privacy violations, defamations and fake news is not journalism. And those people behind all these sheets are not journalists. So there comes a question, right? Who is a real journalist?
Well, journalists are storytellers who always care about the fact that they share with the audience. They raise their voice against the issues which are important to the people.
And nowadays, the story is the pandemic, a disaster unfolded in mysterious ways in a society where the authorities try to hide facts and throttle the media, which makes their job even more tough.
As we all know that, during this pandemic, we all are staying at our home for our safety, right? So just imagine, what if all these journalists start to stay at their home for their safety? Yes, the path to connect people's issues across the world will be stopped. Rumors will become the only information available, which leads to fear and panic in society that any government rightly fears would be much worse without credible journalism.
Who will ask questions against the odds on behalf of the whole world? Where will we all turn for facts if there is no journalist?
All we have done till now is just to hear the news that we want from them. I think it's time to listen to them, to hear what they have to tell about themselves, right?
Media are facing very serious risk under this pandemic. Of course, the health risk itself, the risk to be exposed to the virus when doing their job.
Time in my whole life, my job is the challenge because I am working in the conditions that I'm afraid to put my own family in danger with the job that I do, the people that I meet, the people that I around.
You don't have somebody you're really attached to, and without choice, many journalists work unprotected.
Big challenge as an adapt to work from home. Especially important to find credible sources.
The unique situation that we're going through, I hope it's a lifetime event that we are facing right now, and that we would all mobilize and find ways to support our media partners, to support the public so they can get reliable and trustworthy information.
Secondly, these very officials at times hide away information from the general public regarding a number of things. It is becoming a great challenge to some of us, especially we in the media fraternity, because people need this information.
So we are telling the stories that are untold.
The fact that there is no advertising money and the economy fell during this emergency.
As a journalist, I believe if we all join hands and do the campaign together, we can overcome this virus, COVID-19.
Across the world, journalists have reported, tracked and collected all the updates about the situation to their readers. Have you ever thought how far they have struggled and still struggling to get each piece of news for you? At least 210 journalists have died from COVID-19 in 38 different countries. And you know why? Due to lack of protective measures while doing their job. When doctors and nurses fall sick, they write about them. When patients don't get beds and wait hours gasping, they write about them. And when cops face difficulties during lockdown, they write about them. But who will write about these journalists when they fall sick?
Do you want to know the reason behind this tragic face? Well, we all are one of the reason for this. We all have forced every journalist around this world to go behind the sensational, popular, violent news even in this situation. According to us, the viewers, we want something new and different every day. And whenever a news comes to us, we judge it in a first come, first served basis. So, obviously, there will be a competition among the journalists.
Despite this, they are ready to take any risk for us because they truly believe that it's their duty to take pictures and collect information even in dangerous situations just to make the news credible. No journalists have a complaint about this, but still they are also humans who could be exposed to any kind of infections just like doctors, nurses and police, especially in this pandemic situation.
N95 masks and PPE kits are provided to those who work in war zones, while the journalist who go behind them only wears an ordinary mask, which is not enough to protect them because they have to travel to many places like containment zone, hospitals and even survivors' destination with their equipments, which need to be sanitized regularly because each touch is dangerous to them, due to which they have to isolate from their families after every reporting trips.
Another difficulty that they face is that they can't even access to basic human needs like food and toilet when the entire country is in lockdown.
All these challenges are not new to them. They have faced many worse conditions, are still, and will face many in the future. Thousands of journalists take such challenging calls every day across the world. Some even voluntarily risk their life to justify this job, which makes us remember the tragic demise of Savethe from Chhattisgarh and Victor George from Kerala.
Many grueling events have been taken place in our state, Kerala, which is one of the highest news-consuming societies in India. The role played by both print and television in guiding the people at the time of flood in 2018, Nipah outbreak in 2019, and even now to overcome COVID-19 effects shows the real spirit of journalism. From the beginning of the pandemic, the work of journalists have changed worldwide. Not every reporters, photojournalists can work from home because how many times can they print the same photos of empty streets and policemen assaulting the general public for breaking these lockdown rules? They work without even seeing their enemy, Mr. Invisible COVID around them, without knowing from which direction the attack will come from.
2 Indian journalists have died till this date due to COVID. Many journalists across the world have tested positive. Still, these news channels are working 24 hours every day without any compromises, without any hesitations.
When you watch the news and criticize about them, just think about the efforts that they took to reach those informations to you. So, why don't we take a moment to praise them, thank them, and also to pray for them?
This is Aysha, jahana.
This is Afrin, usephan.
Signing off.